What a week in football. The Miami Dolphins just beat the Baltimore Ravens. The Buffalo Bills lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So you're telling me there's a chance the Niners can beat the Rams? Welcome back to another episode of Shifty Sports Talk. Today we are previewing the Week 10 matchup between the LA Rams and my San Francisco 49ers. This one goes out to Niner fans near, far, NFL fans, football fans. You're all welcome here. It's a good time. There's a lot to talk about in this game. The first thing, though, that I do have to say is, unfortunately, I will not be able to stream this game due to some unforeseen circumstances at work. I'm going to actually have to be working during the game, but I'll definitely have a review of the game and maybe have like a reaction video to some of the highlights, things like that. But unfortunately, I can't stream the game this Sunday. Anyways, let's get to the game. So, couple of big news for both teams this week. The big thing out of LA is, of course, Odell Bekcham has signed with the Rams. Plus, we're probably also, and he might play. Sean McVay said today, Friday, that he might play on Monday Night Football. Obviously, this could be the first time that we'll see Von Miller in a Rams uniform as well. So that's a huge addition to that Rams defense. With the 49ers, not actually much news, but the big thing is we finally got rid of Jalen Hurd. The guy had, seemingly had all the potential in the world, but just couldn't stay healthy. So I think that move to get rid of Hurd, long overdue. It's just definitely unfortunate how things worked out for Jalen Hurd. Alrighty, so getting into the matchup here between the Rams and Niners, I kind of want to look at the Rams offense versus the 49ers defense. So it's kind of actually like the Rams' strength on offense is also kind of the 49ers' strength on defense. So the Rams are ranked number 3 in the NFL in passing yards. Overall, their offense is ranked number 4. But passing the ball, they're almost passing for 300 yards a game. The Niners, in terms of yards a game, are actually ranked 4th against the pass. Now, there could be plenty of reasons for that, but the Niners seemingly actually played the pass pretty well. But then we do have to factor in all the defensive pass interference calls that we've given up that, essentially could be added onto the yards. But overall, the Niners have actually done a pretty good job against the pass this season. Big news, though, for the defense is we're going to be getting Jimmy Ward back. So just having one of those veteran guys who knows this defense back there is going to be huge for making sure that everyone's in the right spot. So you'll probably see Jimmy Ward kind of playing that, single high safety. Hufanga hopefully will kind of play more in the box, maybe, marking their tight end, and if their running back comes out. The other thing, too, is Emmanuel Mosley and whoever starts opposite him, whether it's Josh Norman, whether it's Lenore, whether it's Ambry Thomas, whether it's Drake Kirkpatrick, they have to have the game of their lives because this Rams offense is just loaded with weapons, and that's not even counting OBJ. You got Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. Their running backs can come out. They're of the backfield and catch the ball. Their tight ends are pretty solid too. So one of the things, if I'm the 49ers, is I'm basically just being like, look, we're not going to stack. I don't want to stack the box unless we're maybe trying to disguise possible blitzes where you have kind of crowd the line of scrimmage and then you just let whichever guys actually blitz and go after the quarterback. But I think we have to dare them to try and beat us with the run game. That does sound a little bit risky considering that James Conner just ran all over us last week, but their weakness is in their run game. They're 20th against the run, and the 49ers unfortunately now are 26th against the run. But hey, I think we have to be like Darrell Henderson. If you beat us, hats off to you guys, you deserve to win. We can't let them just pass all over us. I think that the Niners defense really has to take a page out of the Tennessee Titans book. And what the Titans did to Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense last week was very impressive. Last week, the Stafford-led LA Rams, they put up 16 points, not great. He threw for 294 yards, 1 touchdown, but 2 picks, sacked 5 times. 11 quarterback hits. So those sack numbers are big time because that can just derail a whole drive. So the Niners defense, a couple of things. We gotta force some turnovers. And I know I'm sounding like a broken record here, but we gotta force some turnovers because when we look at the turnover battle between these two teams, Niners are second last in the NFL in terms of their turnover margin. We're -9. We've only had 5 takeaways in 8 games. And we've given the ball up 14 times. Not good enough. Not going to cut it. This week has to be the week that we start turning it around. Look, I am optimistic, but I'm also realistic. I don't think that we are really a playoff caliber team. However, crazy things happen in the NFL every week, as we've seen in some other games. So if we actually somehow manage to win this game, we played Jacksonville the week after, and we could get to 500. However, if we want to have any shot at any outside shot at the playoffs, from this point in the season on, basically the second half of the season, we basically have to flip the turnover battle. We need to essentially end the season turnover margin even with takeaways and giveaways if we want to have any shot. The Rams, however, are doing a much better job with turnovers. They are ranked 7th in the NFL with a +5 margin. They've taken the ball away 14 times and given it up 9, and a number of those ones were just last week against the Titans. So if we can kind of mimic what they did, I actually like, what our offense can do against their defense. So now I kind of want to flip the script because we talked a little bit about the Rams offense, Niner defense. Now if we talk about the 49ers offense versus the Rams defense. Now, the Rams defense, they actually can defend the run very well. They are ranked 7th in the NFL, basically giving up 100 yards a game. What the Niners need to do, if we can, because it's going to be very difficult to run against Aaron Donald. We all know that. That goes without saying, basically. But we need to hit the edge. I'd like to see a lot of pitches out to Elijah Mitchell. I'd like to see Trey Sermon get involved. I think he's long overdue for a big game. Jeff Wilson maybe get some snaps this week. The other thing that I want to see is we really have to get creative with misdirections, with getting the ball in Debo's hands, with getting the ball in Kittle's hands. Let's getting the ball in Ayuk's hands where we have to have those misdirection plays where the defense isn't really sure how to react. Because if we can get the run game going, that's where our play action's really going to be effective. When it comes to how the 49ers should attack the Rams defensively, it's tough in terms of passing because number one is don't throw at Jalen Ramsey, please. At this point, we should all know that, but don't throw at him unless you absolutely have to. But I think, and it's going to be tricky because I don't know how well the 49ers have actually done this, but I think we really need to attack the second level of their defense in terms of their linebackers. The linebackers are not that great. So I'd love to see George Kittle have one of those 10 catches, 130 yards, 2 touchdown type games. We really need that. Kittle has had a lot of success against the Rams in recent years, so I'd like to see that trend continue. Of course, we got to get the ball in Debo's hands. Debo's second in the NFL in receiving yards behind Cooper Kupp of the Rams. Brandon Ayuk, he had a pretty nice game against the Cardinals. That fumble aside, he had some big catches in traffic, so I'd like to see him continue to get maybe 7, 8 catches. This could be a game where maybe we see might be worth a shot because I don't know how their safeties are not the best. So I'd like to see us maybe take a couple of shots, whether it's Travis Benjamin, whether it's Trent Sherfield. Jawan Jennings is another wide receiver, just a big receiver. Maybe you can kind of quick screen pass, knock over Jalen Ramsey, maybe, rough him up a little bit, throw Ramsey off his game. At the end of the day, the Niners have to play mistake-free football on offense, and all these guys on defense, they have to start living up to the hype. Fred Warner's got to start living up to the hype. He was an all-pro last year, and deservedly so. And this year, middle of the pack linebacker, if that. Got to make some big plays, put our stamp and our authority on the game. I want to see Bosa wreck the Rams' plans. The Niners traditionally can actually do pretty well against stationary quarterbacks. So, we just have to play very disciplined. We can't get beat on stupid plays. We have to be able to adjust to what the Rams do offensively, unlike what we did last week. And I really just, and here's the thing. Look, I don't think that we're going to win this game, but I really just want to see the effort because that's what I didn't see last week, especially on the defensive side. I just didn't see that that effort where the guys are really giving it 110%. And that's just my perspective from what I saw. But, it almost seemed to give up. So a division game, long rivalry, long history with the Rams. I want to see us go out, and I want to see us hit them in the mouth. I want to see us make some big plays. Play for some pride. Get a win at Levi's Stadium. It's been way too long. We're long overdue. So at this point, just want to say that again, I won't be streaming the game, but I'll be following it as much as I can. I'll definitely be doing a review of the game. I really hope the Niners can get a big win here because we sorely need it. And feel free to leave comments, on what you think, maybe what do the 49ers need to do? Who are the players you think are the key players that need to step up? Like, subscribe. I notice all of it, so it really helps out the channel. I really appreciate it. That's about it. So at this point, guys, I guess all that there is left to say is that I will catch y'all on the flip side.